Today's Easter video is for this DIY vegan caramel egg, which is super tasty. So to make this egg, you will need some chocolate, obviously, your favorite vegan friendly chocolate of choice. And we're also going to be using a silicone egg mold. I'll link where I got mine from below. It was from eBay and came super quickly. I'm making my caramel from dates, and I like to add dates and also some molasses and then some golden syrup as well. But I will link an alternative caramel recipe below, which is more a traditional one you might prefer. This one just avoids using too much butter and sugar. I personally like the way it tastes, so that's why I'm using the dates. And I soak these in hot water first of all for at least an hour until they're nicely softened. Once they've softened up, I add these to a blender. I'm using a Vitamix here, which is really high powered. You can use a food processor or a blender until it's all blended up to this smooth caramel. Then we're going to add it to a pan, and I like to put this on the heat for a little bit so it reduces and thickens and goes to more of a caramel consistency. And this is where we add the molasses and the golden syrup to taste until it's to the kind of treacly caramel taste that you prefer. So as you can see, I've had it on the heat for a few minutes and it's very hot, and it does bubble up and reduce and thicken, and it just develops that caramel taste. Again, if you want more of a traditional caramel recipe, then check the video description because that's a great vegan caramel recipe and you will be able to use that one instead. Because this is so hot, we're going to pour this into a freezable container, and I like to put mine in the freezer just because it cools down quicker. Obviously we want it to thicken and set and cool down before we use it. So once we've put it into that container, we're going to put it in the freezer. Whilst that thickens, we're going to make our chocolate shells. So just like yesterday's video when we made the hollow Easter eggs, we're going to use water and heat up the chocolate over the water. I'm going to use this strainer so that the bowl doesn't touch the water and the chocolate doesn't get burned. It's just really gentle and doesn't affect the taste of the chocolate. We're going to break the chocolate into the bowl and heat it up until it's this nice melted consistency. Using the pastry brush, we're going to brush the chocolate into the molds, and this is the first layer that we're going to do. We're going to do 2 of these. So we're going to refrigerate this, and then when they've been in the fridge for about 5 minutes, take them out and add the final layer, which is what I'm adding here. And you want this to be a little bit thicker because this is going to be our final coat and we want the egg to be nice and sturdy. Then they go back in the fridge for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once they've completely set, we can remove them from the silicone mold, and I like to just pull away at the edges a little bit, loosen them, and then they should be quite easy to remove. These silicone molds are so simple because they are really bendy and flexible. It shouldn't be difficult to remove the egg. And I really like the pattern that are on these ones as well, they're really pretty. So this is our caramel after it's been in the freezer and it's completely cool, and as you can see it's much more of a workable consistency now, but you do have to remember to make sure it's totally chilled, otherwise it will melt this chocolate obviously. So we're filling up both sides of our egg with our caramel, and we don't want to add it right to the top because obviously we need to put these together and assemble the egg, but we do want to fill both sides so that it's not kind of only half full with caramel. And then using the melted chocolate, I found it easier to seal this up using my finger. These were just for me, so they didn't need to be perfect, and I found this was the easiest way to seal them up quickly. Once they've been in the fridge for 5 or 10 minutes, then you can enjoy them. And I think these are really delicious. They're the perfect addition to any Easter basket. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow when I'll be showing you how to make a vegan cream egg. Bye guys!